Do you want to take control of your life and become someone who consistently wins? Imagine waking up every day with the confidence and drive to dominate your goals, outwork your competition, and build a legacy that will last. In this video, we're diving deep into the alpha beast mentality, what it takes to truly succeed in life, both in your personal and professional journey. We're not talking about being lucky or hoping for success. We're talking about taking bold action, mastering your emotions, and building an unbreakable work ethic that keeps you ahead of the pack. No shortcuts, no excuses, just results. If you're ready to transform your mindset, develop true confidence, and create a life that reflects your highest potential, stick with us. This is your blueprint for becoming a winner in every aspect of your life. Chapter 1. Develop an unstoppable mindset and dominate every challenge in life. To truly dominate life and embrace every challenge, you must first understand that it all begins with one thing: the mindset. Your mindset is the foundation of everything. It shapes how you respond to situations, how you overcome obstacles, and how you approach every opportunity that comes your way. If you want to develop an unstoppable mindset, you have to be prepared to think differently from the average person. You must be willing to see things from a perspective that constantly pushes you forward, even when the world seems to be pulling you back. The alpha beast mentality isn't about waiting for life to hand you an easy victory. It's about mastering yourself, taking control of your thoughts, and becoming the person who shows up ready for whatever life throws your way. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to build resilience. No matter what the world presents, it's your mindset that will determine how you deal with it. This is a crucial realization. Your ability to dominate life is rooted in your ability to control your mind. When challenges arise, they are often perceived as threats. The world tests you, people test you, situations test you. The question is, how do you respond? If you respond with fear, hesitation, or doubt, you are letting life control you. If you respond with strength, clarity, and calmness, you are taking control of life. And this control, this command of your mind, is the cornerstone of developing an unstoppable mindset. The first step in developing this mindset is to reject the idea of being a victim. Life will always have its ups and downs. Things won't always go according to plan. But the moment you take responsibility for your life, every situation, every outcome, and every choice you make, you gain the power to control your future. Being an alpha beast means that you never allow circumstances or other people to dictate your happiness, success, or mindset. You are responsible for your life and how you experience it. If you want to dominate every challenge, you must stop seeing obstacles as problems and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. When you view challenges this way, you can shift from a reactive mindset to a proactive one. Instead of being overwhelmed by difficulties, you begin to embrace them as chances to learn, improve, and become stronger. The true test of your mindset is not how you handle success, but how you deal with setbacks. The most successful people are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who get back up every time they fall, stronger and more determined than before. To develop this kind of mindset, you need to reprogram how you think about failure. Understand that failure is not the end. It is simply part of the process. The only way to avoid failure is to avoid trying, and that's the true failure. If you're going to play big in life, you will face failure. It is inevitable, but each failure is a stepping stone to success. With every setback, you gain valuable lessons. You learn what works, what doesn't, and how to adapt. The key is to never let failure define you. Instead, use it as fuel to push you toward your goals. Another important component of developing an unstoppable mindset is the ability to remain focused on your vision. Life is filled with distractions. The world is constantly pulling your attention in different directions, tempting you to divert your focus from what truly matters. But a true winner, someone who embodies the alpha beast mentality, stays focused on their purpose. They have a clear vision of where they are going and refuse to let anything, no matter how tempting or challenging, divert them from their path. You must develop the discipline to block out distractions and stay on course, no matter how difficult the journey may become. The ability to remain focused also means having the courage to ignore the opinions of others. People will always have something to say about your life. They will try to tell you what you should or shouldn't do. They will try to impose their limitations on you. But the moment you let their opinions influence your decisions, you lose your power. The alpha beast mentality is about trusting yourself, your vision, and your instincts. When you become unshakable in your belief that you are capable of achieving your goals, external opinions no longer matter. However, developing an unstoppable mindset is not about being overly aggressive or self-centered. It is about mastering yourself and showing up as the best version of yourself every day. It is about being the type of person who, when faced with a challenge, rises to the occasion. This mindset is grounded in resilience, humility, and determination. It is not about being perfect, but about being consistent. One of the most powerful aspects of this mindset is the ability to adapt. Life changes. Things don't always go as planned, and people don't always act the way you expect them to. But if you remain rigid in your thinking and refuse to adapt, you will be left behind. An unstoppable mindset is flexible. It knows when to stand firm and when to pivot. This adaptability is critical to overcoming challenges because the world is constantly in flux. If you try to fight against change, you will only create resistance. But when you learn to adapt, you flow with the changes, using them to your advantage. Mastering your mindset also requires taking ownership of your actions. Winners don't make excuses. They don't blame others. They don't point fingers. Instead, they take full responsibility for everything in their lives. This sense of ownership empowers you to make changes when necessary and take action when the situation demands it. When you take responsibility for your outcomes, you empower yourself to shape your future. Building an unstoppable mindset also involves developing mental toughness. Mental toughness is the ability to stay focused and keep moving forward when things get tough. It is about pushing yourself even when you don't feel like it, and it's about keeping your head in the game when everything around you seems to be falling apart. It's easy to stay positive when things are going well, but real strength shows up when things are difficult. Life will challenge you, but your response will determine how successful you become. Another critical component of an unstoppable mindset is the belief that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Self-belief is essential for overcoming challenges. If you don't believe in your own abilities, you will never take the necessary risks or put in the effort required to achieve greatness. The alpha beast mentality is about trusting your own potential and not letting doubt hold you back. You have the power to shape your destiny, but it all begins with believing that you are worthy of success. The final piece of developing an unstoppable mindset is taking massive action. It's one thing to think about success, to envision yourself achieving your goals, but it's entirely different to take the steps required to make it happen. The alpha beast mentality is action-oriented. It's about waking up every day with the mindset of domination, ready to take on the world. You can't wait for success to come to you. You must actively pursue it. That means getting up early, putting in the work, staying focused, and never giving up. It means doing what others won't do so that you can live a life that others can't. It's about committing to your own success and taking massive action every single day toward your goals. The key to success is not in waiting for the perfect opportunity or hoping for things to fall into place. Success comes to those who are relentless in their pursuit. You don't have to be perfect to achieve greatness. You just have to keep going, no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. The only way to lose is to quit. An unstoppable mindset is the difference between those who succeed and those who give up. It's the ability to rise after every fall, the strength to keep moving when the road gets tough, and the belief that no challenge is too great to overcome. When you develop this mindset, there is nothing that can stop you. The world will test you, but you will pass every test because you are equipped with the power of your mind. Start today, take control of your thoughts, and develop the mindset of a winner. Remember, you are the master of your own fate. It's not the challenges you face that determine your success, it's how you respond to them. Dominate your mind, dominate your challenges, and you will dominate your life. Every challenge you face is an opportunity for greatness, and the alpha beast mentality ensures that you rise above all obstacles, stronger and more powerful than ever before. Chapter 2. Build rock-solid discipline and commit to daily self-mastery. Discipline is the cornerstone of success. It's what separates the achievers from the dreamers, the doers from the talkers, and the winners from the ones who never quite get there. If you want to dominate life and become a true winner, you must first build rock-solid discipline. Discipline is more than just about following rules or sticking to a schedule. It is the ability to stay committed to your goals, even when life gets tough or distractions arise. It's about having the mental fortitude to keep pushing forward, no matter what. It's the key to mastering yourself and unlocking your full potential. The foundation of discipline starts with making a decision. You must decide that your goals are worth the sacrifices, worth the effort, and worth your time. Once you make that decision, it's about taking consistent action every day. This decision to commit to yourself and your goals is the first step in cultivating self-mastery. Without it, no amount of talent, motivation, or external circumstances will matter. You must develop the mental discipline to commit to your own personal growth every single day, no matter how hard it gets. Building discipline is about creating a system that works for you and sticking to it. It's about structure. Without structure, you'll find yourself drifting aimlessly, wasting time and energy on things that don't matter. Discipline requires you to be intentional with your time. It requires setting clear, achievable goals and establishing a routine that supports those goals. Every morning when you wake up, you should already have a plan in place for how you will spend your day. This is not about being rigid, but about being focused and intentional. One of the most powerful ways to build discipline is through daily habits. The smallest, seemingly insignificant actions you take every day compound over time to produce incredible results. Habits are what determine whether you win or lose in life. If you want to be successful, you need to form the habits of a winner. This might mean waking up early, reading every day, exercising consistently, or dedicating time to your personal growth. Whatever it is, it needs to be something that you commit to doing, day in and day out. This is where discipline begins to take root, by showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Another aspect of discipline is learning to delay gratification. In today's world of instant satisfaction, it's easy to fall into the trap of wanting things now. But true success requires the ability to postpone short-term pleasures for long-term gain. The most successful people are not the ones who seek pleasure in every moment. They are the ones who make the necessary sacrifices today in order to secure a better future. Whether it's saying no to distractions, avoiding temptations, or choosing hard work over comfort. Discipline means doing what's necessary even when it's not easy. One of the most common challenges people face when trying to build discipline is staying consistent. It's easy to start strong, but maintaining momentum over time can be difficult. The key to consistency is developing a mindset that expects obstacles and setbacks. You will face days when you feel tired, unmotivated, or even discouraged. On those days, your discipline will be tested. The ability to push through those moments and keep going, despite how you feel, is what separates the winners from the ones who fall off track. To stay consistent, it's crucial to break down your larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks. When you set massive goals, it can feel overwhelming, and the temptation to procrastinate or quit becomes stronger. But when you break those goals down into smaller steps, it becomes easier to stay on track. Each small task completed is a victory that propels you forward. This way, you build momentum, and every step forward strengthens your discipline. Your environment plays a significant role in building and maintaining discipline. If you surround yourself with distractions, chaos, and negativity, your discipline will be constantly undermined. On the other hand, if you surround yourself with people who inspire you, who support your goals, and who hold you accountable, it will be much easier to stay disciplined. Discipline requires focus, and your environment must be conducive to that focus. If you want to succeed, you must carefully curate the people, places, and things that you expose yourself to. Your self-talk is another area that affects your discipline. If you're constantly telling yourself that you're not disciplined, that you can't stick to your goals, or that it's too hard, then your actions will follow suit. Negative self-talk is a powerful force that erodes your discipline. On the other hand, when you speak to yourself with positivity, encouragement, and belief in your ability to succeed, you empower yourself to take the necessary actions. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your results. Speak to yourself like someone who is unstoppable, someone who is dedicated to mastering themselves. In the journey to self-mastery, setbacks and failures are inevitable. What sets disciplined people apart is their ability to use failure as fuel rather than allowing it to derail them. When you encounter a setback, it's important to look at it objectively. What can you learn from it? What adjustments can you make to improve? Rather than dwelling on mistakes, disciplined people see them as stepping stones on the path to success. They bounce back faster because they don't allow failure to control them. They learn, adapt, and continue moving forward with greater wisdom. Time management is another critical aspect of building discipline. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but what separates those who succeed from those who don't is how they use that time. Discipline is about being intentional with every minute. Instead of wasting time on meaningless activities, successful people focus on the things that move them closer to their goals. Time management is not just about scheduling tasks, it's about prioritizing the most important activities and cutting out the distractions that don't serve you. It's about creating a routine that maximizes your productivity and helps you stay focused on your long-term vision. One of the most powerful ways to build discipline is by setting non-negotiable standards for yourself. These are the things you will do no matter what, no excuses. Whether it's a morning routine, a commitment to exercising daily, or dedicating time to learning, these non-negotiables become the foundation of your discipline. When you make something non-negotiable, it becomes a part of your identity. It's no longer something you have to remind yourself to do, it's just who you are. And this identity shift is what leads to lasting discipline. It's also important to recognize that discipline is not about being perfect. Perfectionism is a trap that keeps people from taking action because they're waiting for the perfect moment to begin. The truth is, perfection doesn't exist. What matters is consistency, consistently showing up, consistently doing the work, and consistently striving for improvement. The more you show up, the more you build discipline. The more you commit to daily self-mastery, the more you become the person who dominates life. At its core, discipline is about aligning your actions with your long-term vision. It's about doing what needs to be done, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, and even when you'd rather do something else. It's about choosing your future over your present desires. Discipline requires sacrifice, but the rewards are immeasurable. When you build discipline, you build a life that is unstoppable. You create a foundation that will allow you to rise above any challenge, achieve any goal, and live a life that few others are capable of. Success is not about luck. It's about consistency and discipline. The person who has the discipline to show up every day and take the necessary steps toward their goals will always surpass the person who is inconsistent or unwilling to put in the work. If you commit to developing rock-solid discipline, you will have the power to create the life you desire. You will learn that discipline is not a limitation, but a tool, a powerful tool that propels you toward your dreams. Start today. Commit to your personal growth and success. Build your discipline and watch as everything else falls into place. Chapter 3. Crush fear and take bold action without hesitation. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions we experience as human beings. It holds us back from taking risks, trying new things, and pushing ourselves beyond what we believe is possible. But fear is not something that should control your life. In fact, fear can be the fuel that propels you to greater heights if you learn how to crush it and take bold action without hesitation. It's the difference between living a life of mediocrity and living a life of extraordinary achievement. Fear is natural. It's a survival instinct, but it is also a learned response, and it can be unlearned, controlled, and conquered. The first step to conquering fear is realizing that it is only an illusion. It is not a reflection of reality, but a product of your thoughts, experiences, and perceptions. The moment you accept this, you can start to reframe fear, see it for what it really is, and take action in spite of it. Fear tells us to stop. It says, don't move, don't try, and don't risk. It's the voice in your head that says, what if you fail, or what if you're not good enough? These thoughts are crippling, and they can paralyze you into inaction. But it's important to understand that fear is not a reflection of what is true, but a reflection of what could be. And what could be is almost always worse than what is. You will never know what lies on the other side of your fear if you don't take that first step. Bold action is about pushing through fear, recognizing that it's just a feeling, not a fact, and choosing to move forward anyway. One of the most powerful ways to crush fear is to confront it head-on. You don't avoid fear, you don't run from it, and you don't let it control you. You face it. Imagine the most daunting thing you could do in your life. What is it that you're afraid of? Public speaking? Starting your own business? Reaching out to someone for help? Now, instead of running away from that fear, imagine walking directly toward it. Picture yourself taking action, step by step, even when your heart races, your palms sweat, and your mind tries to talk you out of it. The more you face your fear, the less control it has over you. Each step you take toward it diminishes its power. You prove to yourself that fear is not something to be feared. It's just a signal that you're growing, expanding, and stretching your limits. The next key to overcoming fear is changing your relationship with failure. Fear is often tied to the fear of failure, the idea that you will mess up, look foolish, or not succeed. This fear holds so many people back from taking action. But failure is not the end. It's just a part of the process. When you embrace failure as a lesson, rather than a setback, you can begin to move forward with confidence. Failure is how you learn. It's how you grow. It's how you get better. The most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count. But they didn't let failure stop them. They used it as a stepping stone to their ultimate success. When you shift your mindset to view failure as feedback, rather than something to be feared, you free yourself to take bold action without hesitation. Remember, nothing worth achieving comes without risk. Every successful person has taken bold, courageous steps into the unknown. The only difference between them and those who remain stuck is their willingness to act despite the fear. To take bold action without hesitation, you must also learn to trust yourself. Trusting yourself means knowing that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. It means having faith in your ability to figure things out, even when the path isn't clear. Trusting yourself means stepping into situations that challenge you and believing that you have what it takes to succeed. This trust comes from building confidence in your abilities through preparation, practice, and self-reflection. When you take action, even if you don't have all the answers, you prove to yourself that you are resilient and resourceful. You begin to trust that no matter what happens, you will learn, adapt, and grow. And this trust in yourself is what allows you to take action without hesitation. Another important factor in crushing fear is taking action before you're ready. Perfectionism and fear of making mistakes often go hand in hand. We think that we have to have everything figured out before we take action. But the truth is, you will never have everything figured out. You will never feel 100% ready. The key to overcoming fear is learning to take action anyway. It's about taking that first step, even if you don't know what's coming next. Bold action doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't wait for all the stars to align. It takes the first step, trusting that the rest will follow. This is where the real growth happens. This is where the magic happens. When you step into the unknown, you begin to discover what you're truly capable of. To make this more practical, it's helpful to break down big, intimidating goals into smaller, manageable steps. One of the reasons fear is so paralyzing is because we see the entire mountain ahead of us and feel overwhelmed. We get stuck in our heads, thinking about all the things that could go wrong. But if you focus on taking one small step at a time, the fear begins to lose its grip. Instead of thinking about the huge challenge in front of you, think about the next small action you can take. Focus on progress, not perfection. As you make small wins, the fear will start to dissipate, and you will gain more confidence to take the next step. Additionally, you must start surrounding yourself with bold, fearless people. The people you associate with have a tremendous impact on your mindset. If you surround yourself with people who let fear control them, who avoid taking risks, and who are constantly doubting themselves, you will begin to mirror their behavior. But when you surround yourself with people who take bold action, who embrace challenges, and who push through fear, you begin to adopt their mindset. You'll find that your own fear begins to melt away as you see others taking the steps you are afraid to take. This is why it's crucial to build a network of individuals who inspire and challenge you to become the best version of yourself. They will hold you accountable, encourage you when you're feeling doubtful, and remind you that fear is just a stepping stone on the path to greatness. One of the most effective ways to crush fear is by developing a clear vision of what you want. When you have a crystal clear vision of your goals, the fear of failure becomes less intimidating. You begin to see fear as a necessary part of the journey, rather than something to avoid. A clear vision gives you the courage to act because you understand why you're taking those steps. It's not about blindly walking into the unknown, it's about walking towards something that's worth the risk. When you have a strong enough why, the fear becomes secondary to your drive and determination. Having a powerful vision helps you to stay focused and motivated, even when fear tries to stop you. Finally, remember that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. Every great leader, entrepreneur and achiever in history has experienced fear, but they didn't let it stop them. They took action anyway. They moved forward even when their knees were shaking, when their heart was racing, and when their mind told them it was too risky. Courage is built through repetition, by continually taking action despite the fear. The more you act, the less fear will control you. Eventually, bold action becomes a habit, and fear becomes something you simply acknowledge, but no longer listen to. If you want to dominate life and achieve your dreams, you must learn to crush fear. Fear will never disappear completely, but you can choose to act in spite of it. The key is to develop the mindset that fear is simply a part of the process, not a reason to stop. When you embrace fear, face it head-on, and take bold action without hesitation, you break through the barriers that hold most people back. And once you've done that, you will realize that fear was never the enemy. It was the key to unlocking your true potential all along. Chapter 4. Master your emotions and stay unshaken under pressure. Emotions are powerful forces. They shape our reality, influence our decisions, and determine how we respond to the challenges and pressures of life. Everyone experiences emotional highs and lows, but the difference between those who thrive under pressure and those who crumble lies in their ability to master their emotions. To become unshaken under pressure, you must first understand that emotions are not inherently good or bad. They are signals, responses to the external world and our internal thoughts. They're not things that happen to us, they're things we experience. And while we can't always control the emotions we feel, we can absolutely control how we respond to them. Imagine a storm coming at you. It's inevitable. But how do you react? Do you brace yourself and let the winds and rain knock you over, or do you stand firm, understanding that the storm will pass and you will emerge stronger? This analogy is key to mastering your emotions. The storms of life, stress, frustration, anxiety, anger, and sadness are inevitable. But your ability to stay calm, focused, and composed in the face of these emotions is what separates the winners from the rest. Life will throw challenges at you, and emotions will rise, but the key to being unshaken lies in how you respond to them. The first step in mastering your emotions is recognizing that they are not the enemy. Too often, people view emotions as something to suppress or avoid. But when you suppress emotions, they don't go away, they fester and can even become more intense over time. Instead of ignoring or fighting against your emotions, learn to observe them. Understand where they come from and what they're trying to tell you. Emotions are messengers, not enemies. They are signals that reveal something about your thoughts, beliefs, or external circumstances. For example, when you feel anger, it may be signaling that your boundaries have been crossed or that you feel powerless. Anxiety may indicate that you're worried about the future or uncertain about a situation. Rather than reacting impulsively, take a step back and analyze the emotion. Ask yourself, what is this emotion telling me? Why am I feeling this way? Once you understand the emotion, you can start to process it. Processing emotions doesn't mean you let them control you or dictate your behavior. It means you acknowledge them. Give yourself permission to feel them and then decide how you want to respond. This is where emotional intelligence comes into play. Emotional intelligence is the ability to recognize, understand, and manage your emotions in healthy ways. It allows you to stay composed under pressure, make thoughtful decisions, and respond rather than react. The more you practice emotional intelligence, the better you become at staying unshaken under pressure. One of the most effective ways to master your emotions is through mindfulness and self-awareness. Mindfulness is the practice of being present in the moment without judgment. It's about observing your thoughts and emotions without getting caught up in them. When you practice mindfulness, you create a gap between the emotion and your reaction. This gap gives you the space to choose how you respond rather than being driven by the intensity of the emotion. For example, if you're feeling stressed, instead of reacting by snapping at someone or retreating into yourself, mindfulness helps you pause and evaluate the situation. You might notice that your stress is coming from a specific deadline or pressure, and then you can choose to take a deep breath, shift your perspective, and calmly address the situation. This pause and reflection create emotional resilience and the ability to stay steady, even in the midst of emotional turbulence. Another powerful technique to master your emotions is developing emotional regulation. Emotional regulation is the ability to manage your emotional responses in healthy ways. It's not about denying your emotions, but learning how to control them so that they don't control you. One simple but effective way to regulate emotions is through breathing exercises. When emotions begin to rise, your breath can serve as an anchor. Deep, slow breathing helps activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which counteracts the fight or flight response and helps you calm down. When you feel your emotions escalating, take a few deep breaths, focusing on the inhale and exhale. This practice not only helps you regain composure, but also centers your mind, allowing you to make rational decisions in stressful situations. In addition to breathing exercises, physical movement is another great tool for emotional regulation. Physical activity helps release tension, reduce stress hormones, and improve mood. Whether it's going for a run, doing yoga, or simply taking a walk, movement helps you clear your mind and reset your emotional state. Exercise also triggers the release of endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. Incorporating physical activity into your daily routine can help you stay balanced, calm, and focused when challenges arise. It's also important to note that mastering your emotions isn't about suppressing them or pretending you don't feel them. It's about giving yourself the space to feel them, understanding why they're there, and choosing how to respond. When you acknowledge and accept your emotions, you gain control over them. You stop allowing them to dictate your actions and reactions. This is where emotional mastery truly begins. The more you practice this, the less likely you are to be overwhelmed by your emotions or to react impulsively. Instead, you'll be able to respond thoughtfully and intentionally. As you work on mastering your emotions, it's essential to remember that staying unshaken under pressure is not a skill that develops overnight. It takes consistent practice and self-awareness. But with time, you will find that you are able to navigate the storms of life with greater ease. You'll be able to face challenges head-on, maintain your composure in stressful situations, and make decisions from a place of calm rather than chaos. A key part of mastering your emotions is cultivating resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and stay strong in the face of challenges. It's the mindset that says, "I can handle this, I will not be defeated by this moment." Resilience is not about avoiding stress or hardship, but about developing the inner strength to persevere through them. Resilience is built through experience, by facing challenges, overcoming them, and learning from them. Every time you overcome adversity, you build emotional muscle, and the stronger your emotional muscle, the less likely you are to be shaken by future challenges. Resilience is what allows you to maintain your composure, no matter what life throws your way. Another critical aspect of emotional mastery is developing a strong sense of self-control. Self-control is the ability to manage your impulses and delay gratification. It's the ability to make decisions based on long-term goals rather than short-term emotions or desires. Self-control is what allows you to stay focused on your vision, even when distractions or temptations arise. When you have self-control, you're able to manage your emotional reactions, stay grounded, and maintain your focus on what truly matters. Self-control isn't about being perfect or never feeling emotional. It's about making intentional choices that align with your values and goals. The more you practice self-control, the more you build emotional strength and resilience. Mastering your emotions and staying unshaken under pressure is not about never feeling overwhelmed or stressed. It's about learning how to respond to those feelings with composure, clarity, and confidence. The ability to remain calm under pressure is a skill that can be developed through practice, mindfulness, and emotional regulation techniques. It's about shifting your mindset from one of reaction to one of response. By developing emotional intelligence, resilience, and self-control, you will become unshaken in the face of any challenge. You will learn to ride the waves of emotion with grace, and you will be empowered to make clear, rational decisions, no matter how intense the pressure becomes. In the end, mastering your emotions gives you the freedom to act, to lead, and to live with purpose and power, no matter the circumstances. Chapter 5. Outwork everyone and develop an unbreakable work ethic. The foundation of success lies not in the moment of inspiration or in a grand idea, but in the daily grind, the relentless pursuit of greatness. To truly outwork everyone and develop an unbreakable work ethic, you must redefine what hard work means to you. It's not just about putting in the hours, it's about putting in the right hours with the right mindset. It's about showing up when no one else is, doing the tasks that others avoid, and pushing through when every fiber of your being wants to stop. The power of an unbreakable work ethic is more than a skill, it's a mindset, a lifestyle, and the one thing that will set you apart from the masses. There's a saying that goes, success is the sum of small efforts, repeated day in and day out. This could not be more true when it comes to developing an unbreakable work ethic. It's not about those intense bursts of energy you pour into a task here and there. It's about the consistent, everyday actions that you take toward your goal, even when things aren't going your way. It's about pushing past resistance and doing the things that are uncomfortable, inconvenient, and unglamorous. It's the unsexy, day in day out commitment to doing what needs to be done. The first step in developing an unbreakable work ethic is understanding that discipline is the bedrock. Discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about making the hard choice to stay on track, even when distractions tempt you or when your motivation fades. Discipline is what will carry you when inspiration wanes and when fatigue sets in. Without discipline, all the ambition and dreams in the world won't get you very far. Discipline is the difference between being a dreamer and being a doer. One of the most important aspects of discipline is structure. Without structure, you'll find yourself spinning your wheels, unsure of where to put your energy, or worse, wasting it on things that don't matter. Building a daily routine is one of the most powerful ways to instill discipline in your life. Your routine becomes the framework within which your work ethic can thrive. It's the guiding set of actions that get you to where you want to be. If you've ever wondered how the most successful people manage to get so much done, the answer is simple: they have structure. They know what they're doing and when they're doing it. Every action is intentional, driven by a higher purpose and clear goals. And when they hit resistance, as we all do, their routine is the compass that keeps them on course. But creating structure doesn't mean living in a rigid, inflexible way. It's about establishing habits that become second nature. The most productive people understand that work isn't something you do only when you feel inspired. It's a lifestyle. It's about setting clear boundaries for your time, knowing when to push and knowing when to rest. Balance is crucial. Overworking will burn you out, but underworking will stunt your growth. By developing a routine that includes rest, productivity, and personal development, you'll make steady progress each day without exhausting yourself. Once you've established structure, the next step is building momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps you going even when the initial excitement fades. It's the invisible push that comes from knowing that each step you take brings you closer to your goal. Momentum is powerful because it transforms effort into results. When you build momentum, it becomes easier to take the next step and the next. The key to building momentum is starting small. Don't try to take on too much at once. Break down your goals into manageable tasks that you can accomplish every day. When you complete even the smallest task, it adds to the momentum. Small wins lead to bigger wins. Eventually, the momentum you've created will drive you forward, even when you hit roadblocks or face challenges. However, building momentum isn't enough. To truly outwork everyone, you need to develop the mindset of perseverance. Perseverance is what keeps you going when you feel like quitting. It's that inner drive that says, "I will not give up." Perseverance isn't about being the fastest or the strongest. It's about the ability to keep showing up, day after day, no matter how hard things get. Perseverance is what allows you to get up after failure, learn from your mistakes, and keep moving forward. It's the willingness to endure discomfort for a greater purpose. A major factor in perseverance is cultivating grit. Grit is a combination of passion and perseverance. It's not just about having the desire to achieve something, but also the commitment to see it through, even when the going gets tough. Grit is about having a long-term vision, understanding that success takes time, and staying dedicated to the process. It's the difference between those who give up after a few setbacks and those who keep going until they reach their destination. To develop grit, you need to stop focusing on instant gratification and shift your mindset toward long-term success. You must learn to love the process and the work itself, not just the outcome. Another crucial aspect of developing an unbreakable work ethic is the ability to overcome distractions. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. Social media, emails, phone calls, and constant notifications pull your attention away from the work that matters most. To outwork everyone, you must eliminate or minimize distractions. This doesn't mean working in isolation or depriving yourself of all social interaction. It means setting clear boundaries for when and where you work, and staying disciplined about sticking to those boundaries. Turn off notifications during focused work periods. Create a quiet space for deep work, and set clear times for checking emails or engaging with others. Protect your time as if it were the most valuable resource you have, because it is. Along with eliminating distractions, you must also learn to push through discomfort. The road to success is never smooth, and you'll encounter challenges, doubts, and fatigue. When you hit a wall, your work ethic will be tested. This is the moment when most people quit. But the true winners understand that discomfort is part of the process. It's in the moments of struggle that growth happens. When you push through those moments, you build mental and emotional toughness. You strengthen your resolve and prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever thought possible. Building mental toughness starts with confronting your fears. Fear is often what stops people from putting in the hard work necessary to succeed. It's the fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of not being good enough. But fear is an illusion. It's your mind's way of creating obstacles where there are none. To outwork everyone, you need to acknowledge fear, face it head on, and use it as fuel to push you forward. When you choose to take action despite fear, you break free from its control. The more you do this, the less power fear has over you. An unbreakable work ethic also means constantly seeking improvement. Never settle for good enough. Look for ways to get better, faster, and more efficient. Greatness is not achieved through mediocrity. It's achieved through a relentless pursuit of excellence. Seek feedback, learn from mistakes, and constantly strive to improve. Cultivate a growth mindset, where every setback is seen as an opportunity for growth. This mindset will not only help you outwork everyone, but will also set you on the path to mastery. Finally, to truly develop an unbreakable work ethic, you must stay focused on your why. When the work gets tough and your motivation wanes, your why is what will keep you going. Your why is the deeper reason you do what you do. It's your purpose, your mission, and your vision. Without a strong sense of purpose, the work will feel meaningless, and the temptation to quit will be strong. But when you connect to your why, you tap into an endless source of motivation. Your purpose will give you the strength to keep going when others have given up. To outwork everyone and develop an unbreakable work ethic, you need more than just a desire for success. You need an unwavering commitment to the process, a mindset of perseverance, and the ability to push through discomfort. It's about cultivating discipline, building momentum, eliminating distractions, and constantly striving for improvement. It's about doing the work, day in and day out, and knowing that every effort counts, no matter how small. With an unbreakable work ethic, you'll not only outwork everyone, you'll achieve greatness, one deliberate step at a time. Chapter 6. Surround yourself with winners and cut off negativity. Your environment has a profound effect on your ability to succeed. The people you surround yourself with can either propel you toward your goals or pull you away from them. The importance of the company you keep cannot be overstated. If you want to achieve extraordinary success, you must make a conscious effort to surround yourself with winners, people who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Their energy, mindset, and actions will become a powerful influence in your own life. At the same time, you must also cut off negativity. Those people and influences that drain you, discourage you, and hold you back from becoming your best self. The reality is that your environment shapes your beliefs, your habits, and ultimately your destiny. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are positive, driven, and focused on growth, you'll inevitably adopt those same qualities. If they are negative, complacent, and stuck in their own limitations, those same traits will begin to infiltrate your mindset. That's why choosing who you surround yourself with is one of the most powerful decisions you'll ever make. Winners are not born, they are made, and they are made through a relentless focus on personal growth, perseverance, and a commitment to excellence. When you surround yourself with winners, you tap into a mindset of constant improvement. You begin to see the world through a lens of possibility, learning from their successes and failures, and using their example to drive your own progress. These individuals elevate your thinking and push you to aim higher. They become your support system, your sounding board, and your source of accountability. Winners inspire you to dream bigger and work harder, because they show you what's possible when you push your limits. But to surround yourself with winners, you must first recognize what a winner truly is. A winner is someone who doesn't settle for mediocrity. They push through adversity with grace and resilience, learning from every challenge. They don't make excuses, they take full responsibility for their lives. They understand that success is earned through hard work, discipline, and a relentless pursuit of their goals. Winners are the ones who keep going even when everyone else has given up, and they encourage others to do the same. Their attitude is one of positivity, perseverance, and a refusal to accept anything less than their best. The key to finding winners is to look for people who are aligned with your values and who strive to be the best versions of themselves. Winners don't just talk about their goals, they take action. They don't make excuses, they make progress. These are the people who are always growing, evolving, and pushing their own boundaries. They don't get bogged down by failure. Instead, they use failure as a stepping stone towards success. When you surround yourself with people who have this mindset, you can't help but rise to the occasion. But just as important as surrounding yourself with winners is cutting off negativity. Negativity is a silent killer of dreams. It creeps into your thoughts, influences your actions, and ultimately holds you back from reaching your full potential. Whether it's toxic friends, family members who don't support you, or co-workers who constantly complain, negativity has the power to sabotage your efforts. And the longer you allow it to linger, the more it will erode your progress and your confidence. The first step in cutting off negativity is recognizing it. Negativity can take many forms: sarcasm, pessimism, constant complaining, gossip, or passive-aggressive behavior. But all of these behaviors have one thing in common: they drain your energy and focus. They create an environment where nothing gets done, and no one is motivated to move forward. Negative people often love to bring others down to their level, and they do this by infecting your thoughts with doubt and fear. They'll tell you why your goals are unrealistic or why you're not good enough. They'll convince you that the world is out to get you and that success is for other people, not for you. To break free from negativity, you must be willing to set boundaries and make tough choices. Cutting off negative influences is not about being cruel, it's about protecting your energy and your future. It's about saying no to the people and situations that keep you stuck, and saying yes to the ones that inspire you to grow. It might mean distancing yourself from friends who drag you down, or having difficult conversations with family members who don't support your dreams. It could even mean leaving a toxic work environment or cutting ties with people who constantly bring negativity into your life. One of the most powerful things you can do for your success is to create a bubble of positivity around you. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or living in a state of denial. It means choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems, on opportunities instead of obstacles, and on growth instead of stagnation. It means surrounding yourself with people who support you, believe in you, and encourage you to keep moving forward, no matter what. Winners don't dwell on setbacks. They see them as temporary and necessary stepping stones on the path to success. When you surround yourself with this kind of mindset, you can't help but adopt the same mentality. The people you choose to spend your time with will either help you soar or drag you down, and you have the power to decide which path you take. If you want to succeed, you must be ruthless in cutting off anything or anyone that doesn't align with your goals. But this doesn't mean you have to be harsh or dismissive of others. It's about understanding that you can't allow negativity to poison your life. It's about recognizing that your time and energy are too valuable to waste on people who don't support your growth. At the same time, it's important to cultivate relationships with people who elevate you. This doesn't mean finding people who are perfect or who agree with you all the time. Winners challenge each other to be better. They push each other out of their comfort zones and hold each other accountable. These relationships are built on mutual respect, trust, and the shared goal of growth. When you surround yourself with winners, you'll find that they inspire you to become the best version of yourself. Another key aspect of surrounding yourself with winners is finding mentors. Mentors are people who have walked the path you want to walk and are willing to share their wisdom and experience with you. They offer guidance, feedback, and support as you navigate your own journey. A mentor can help you avoid the mistakes they made and accelerate your progress. They can challenge you to think bigger, act bolder, and pursue your dreams with greater intensity. Mentorship is one of the most powerful tools for growth, and it's a privilege to learn from someone who has already achieved what you're striving for. When you find a mentor, be willing to learn from them. Don't be afraid to ask questions, seek advice, and put their lessons into practice. A mentor's role is not to tell you what you want to hear, but to guide you toward what you need to hear in order to grow. Their feedback might be uncomfortable at times, but it will always be valuable. A true mentor will push you to become the best version of yourself, even when it's difficult or uncomfortable. To wrap up, the key to success is surrounding yourself with winners and cutting off negativity. Your environment shapes your mindset, your actions, and your results. If you want to achieve greatness, you must be intentional about the people you allow into your life. Seek out winners who inspire, challenge, and uplift you. Cut off those who drain your energy, discourage you, and hold you back. Surround yourself with positive influences, mentors, and peers who share your commitment to growth and success. This is the environment that will nurture your dreams and help you become the person you're destined to be. Chapter 7. Train your body and mind to operate at peak performance. To operate at peak performance, both your body and mind need to be aligned and functioning at their highest potential. Success is not just about what you do, it's about how you do it. If your body and mind are in top form, you'll be able to perform at your best in any situation. Training them requires consistent effort, discipline, and a deep understanding of how to harness their power. Peak performance doesn't happen by chance. It is cultivated through intentional practices that build both physical strength and mental resilience. Your body is the vessel that carries you through life, and when it's strong and healthy, it supports everything you want to achieve. Exercise isn't just about looking good, it's about feeling good, having the energy and stamina to tackle challenges, and being able to perform at a high level for extended periods of time. The way you move, the way you care for your body, and the way you fuel it all directly impact how well you can show up in the world. Exercise, when done correctly, boosts your energy levels, sharpens your focus, and improves your mood. It increases blood flow to the brain, which enhances cognitive function and makes you more alert and focused. Regular physical activity reduces stress and anxiety, helping you maintain a clear and calm mind, even in the midst of chaos. A fit body is a key component of peak performance because it allows you to stay productive, motivated, and energized throughout your day. The connection between a strong body and a sharp mind cannot be ignored. To train your body for peak performance, consistency is crucial. It's not about hitting the gym for a week or two. It's about making exercise a regular part of your routine. Find an exercise regimen that works for you, whether it's strength training, cardio, yoga, or something else. Commit to it and make it non-negotiable. Your body needs to be challenged regularly in order to build strength, endurance, and flexibility. Pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone will ensure that you're constantly growing, both physically and mentally. In addition to regular exercise, your nutrition plays a vital role in your body's performance. The food you consume is the fuel for your body, and if you're not fueling it properly, you won't be able to operate at your best. A well-balanced diet that includes plenty of whole foods, lean proteins, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates will give you the energy you need to perform at a high level. Hydration is also critical. Your body needs water to function optimally, so make sure you're drinking enough throughout the day. But it's not just about what you put into your body, it's also about how you rest and recover. Sleep is a critical part of peak performance. When you sleep, your body repairs and rebuilds itself, and your mind processes and consolidates information. Getting enough rest is essential for maintaining high energy levels, focus, and overall health. Poor sleep leads to fatigue, decreased cognitive function, and increased stress, which can undermine your performance. Make sleep a priority and ensure that you're getting the rest your body and mind need to recover and perform at their best. Your mind is just as important as your body when it comes to peak performance. A strong body will only take you so far if your mind isn't in the right place. Mental clarity, focus, and resilience are essential for success. Without a sharp mind, you can't make the right decisions, stay productive, or handle challenges effectively. To train your mind, you must commit to mental exercises that strengthen your focus, improve your emotional intelligence, and cultivate a growth mindset. The foundation of mental performance is focus. Without focus, you scatter your energy and waste time on distractions. To sharpen your focus, start by eliminating the things that drain your attention. Turn off your phone, minimize distractions, and create an environment that supports concentration. Practice mindfulness to help you stay present in the moment. Mindfulness allows you to control your thoughts, manage your emotions, and make intentional decisions rather than reacting to external circumstances. Mental resilience is another key factor in peak performance. Life will inevitably throw challenges your way, but it's how you respond to those challenges that determines your success. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, learn from setbacks, and keep moving forward. To build mental resilience, you must embrace discomfort and face challenges head-on. Avoiding difficulty will only make you weaker. Instead, choose to tackle problems with a solution-oriented mindset. Look at obstacles as opportunities to grow and develop your skills. One of the most powerful ways to strengthen your mind is through visualization. Athletes, performers, and high achievers all use visualization to enhance their performance. Visualization involves mentally rehearsing your goals and the steps you need to take to achieve them. By vividly imagining yourself succeeding, you train your brain to see success as achievable. This mental rehearsal creates new neural pathways that increase your chances of success in real life. Make visualization a regular part of your routine. Spend time every day imagining yourself performing at your peak and achieving your goals. Another important practice for mental performance is meditation. Meditation helps you calm your mind, reduce stress, and improve your emotional regulation. It allows you to quiet the noise of daily life and connect with your inner thoughts and feelings. By meditating regularly, you can train your brain to stay focused, calm, and resilient under pressure. Meditation also helps you gain clarity and perspective, which are essential for making effective decisions and staying on track toward your goals. A key element of both physical and mental training is the ability to push through discomfort. Peak performance is not achieved by taking the easy path. It's about embracing discomfort, pushing past your limits, and doing what others aren't willing to do. Whether it's lifting a heavier weight, running an extra mile, or working through mental fatigue, you must be willing to put in the effort, even when it's difficult. This is how you grow. This is how you become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. It's also important to remember that peak performance is not a static state. It's a process of continuous improvement. There is always room to grow, always ways to get better. The most successful people in the world are not those who've made it and stopped growing. They are those who never stop improving, learning and evolving. When you commit to training both your body and mind, you're committing to lifelong growth. Every day is an opportunity to become better, stronger, and more capable of achieving your goals. To sum it up, training your body and mind to operate at peak performance requires a holistic approach. It's not just about physical exercise or mental exercises. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your growth. Prioritize regular physical activity, proper nutrition, and adequate rest. At the same time, train your mind through focus, resilience, visualization, and meditation. Most importantly, embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Push past your limits and never stop striving for improvement. When your body and mind are in sync, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Peak performance becomes your baseline, and success becomes inevitable. Chapter 8. Lead with confidence and command respect in every situation. Confidence is the cornerstone of leadership. Without it, it's nearly impossible to command respect or inspire others to follow you. Confidence doesn't come from mere belief in your abilities. It is forged through action, consistency, and self-belief. The most powerful leaders don't wait for the perfect moment to act. They step forward unshaken, ready to lead. They exude a quiet strength that others can't ignore, and they lead with authority because they trust themselves and their vision. Leading with confidence is not about being loud or brash. It's about being steady, decisive, and resolute in your purpose. Every leader encounters challenges that test their confidence. You will face doubts, both internal and external. Others will question your decisions, challenge your direction, and even try to undermine your authority. But the key to leadership is unwavering belief in your ability to handle adversity. When you lead with confidence, those around you begin to mirror that same sense of assurance. They trust in your decisions, they trust in your vision, and most importantly, they trust in you. Your confidence doesn't come from the approval of others, but from your ability to lead even when things are uncertain. People respect leaders who stand firm in their convictions, who refuse to be swayed by fleeting emotions or external pressure. When you lead with confidence, you demonstrate that you are capable, decisive, and unafraid to make tough calls. That kind of leadership earns respect, not through intimidation or force, but through consistency and clarity of purpose. Leading with confidence begins with self-awareness. You must know who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. Self-awareness allows you to communicate with clarity and authority because you know exactly what you're talking about. Confidence doesn't come from pretending to know it all. It comes from the deep understanding that you have the knowledge and ability to handle whatever comes your way. This kind of self-assurance is magnetic. People are drawn to leaders who know themselves and lead with purpose. The foundation of self-awareness is honesty. You must be willing to confront your weaknesses and acknowledge your limitations. It is this honesty that builds true confidence. Knowing where you need to improve doesn't diminish your self-worth, it enhances it. It shows that you are committed to continuous growth and that you are not afraid to face your shortcomings head-on. Confidence is not about pretending to be perfect, it's about being secure in who you are and taking action despite your imperfections. The next step in leading with confidence is mastering communication. A leader who cannot communicate effectively will struggle to inspire and rally their team. Your words must carry weight, and your message must be clear. When you speak, people should listen. Confidence in communication comes from preparation. When you know your material and your message is authentic, your words carry authority. You don't need to speak with force or aggression to be heard. Your confidence will speak for itself. Whether you're addressing a crowd or speaking one-on-one, your message must be clear and concise, and it must align with your actions. As a leader, you must also be able to command respect through your actions. Leadership isn't about giving orders or telling others what to do. It's about showing others the way. When you lead by example, your confidence shines through. People will follow your example more than they will follow your words. Your actions must reflect the values and principles you stand for. If you ask others to be accountable, you must hold yourself accountable first. If you expect high performance, you must demonstrate high performance. Leading by example not only earns you respect, it sets the standard for everyone else. Another crucial aspect of confident leadership is decisiveness. Leaders who hesitate or second-guess themselves are rarely respected. The best leaders make decisions quickly and confidently, even in the face of uncertainty. This doesn't mean rushing to conclusions or acting impulsively. It means trusting yourself enough to make the call when it counts. Decisiveness doesn't mean you won't make mistakes, but it does mean that you're willing to act and learn from those mistakes. When you make decisions with confidence, people will respect your ability to take charge, even in tough situations. They will see that you can lead them through uncertainty and challenge with strength and resolve. Confidence in leadership is also about emotional control. A leader who reacts impulsively or lets their emotions dictate their decisions will quickly lose the respect of their team. True confidence is the ability to stay calm under pressure, to think clearly in the face of adversity, and to make rational decisions even when emotions are high. Leaders who remain composed during difficult times inspire others to do the same. When you stay calm, your team knows they can trust you to navigate any storm. They can look to you for guidance, knowing that you will provide steady leadership no matter the circumstances. Leading with confidence also requires humility. It's easy to get caught up in your own success, to think that you know all the answers, but the most respected leaders are those who remain humble, regardless of their achievements. Confidence and humility are not mutually exclusive. True leaders know that they don't have all the answers, and they surround themselves with people who bring different perspectives and skills to the table. Humility in leadership doesn't mean shrinking away from your own achievements. It means acknowledging the contributions of others and recognizing that leadership is not a solo endeavor. Another powerful tool for commanding respect is empathy. Leaders who lead with empathy understand the emotions and perspectives of those around them. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everyone, but it means that you listen and respect their feelings and ideas. Empathetic leaders inspire loyalty and trust because they show they care about the people they lead. When your team knows you have their best interests at heart, they will follow you with more commitment and passion. Confidence and empathy go hand in hand. Being able to lead with both strength and understanding will set you apart as a leader who commands respect and admiration. Confidence in leadership also means having the courage to make difficult decisions, even when they are unpopular. As a leader, you will be faced with tough choices, decisions that may not please everyone. But part of leading with confidence is having the courage to make those decisions anyway. People will respect you for your ability to make the tough calls and for your willingness to stand behind them, even when the going gets tough. This doesn't mean acting without compassion, but it does mean that you have the strength to prioritize the long-term goals and well-being of the organization over short-term comfort. Lastly, to truly lead with confidence, you must embrace challenges as opportunities. Confident leaders do not shy away from difficulties, they see them as chances to grow and learn. When challenges arise, they don't flinch, they rise to the occasion. This mindset shifts the way you approach problems. Instead of viewing obstacles as threats, you see them as tests of your leadership abilities. You approach each challenge with the belief that you are capable of overcoming it, and that belief inspires others to do the same. Confidence in leadership is not about being perfect. It's about staying true to yourself, being decisive, and leading with integrity. It's about earning respect through your actions, maintaining emotional control, and always striving to improve. When you lead with confidence, you set the tone for everyone around you. You create an environment where people feel empowered to follow your lead, and where they trust you to guide them through both good times and bad. Confidence in leadership is not just a personal trait, it's a force that can inspire greatness in others, elevate your team, and transform your vision into reality. Chapter 9. Create a powerful vision and execute with relentless focus. Vision is not just a wishful idea, it's a powerful living force that shapes everything you do. A powerful vision doesn't come from a fleeting daydream or a passing fancy. It's a clear, compelling image of the future that drives you, excites you, and pushes you forward, even when the path gets tough. It's the fuel that propels your ambition, and it keeps you focused, no matter the distractions or obstacles that arise along the way. Without a powerful vision, you are left wandering aimlessly, hoping for success but never quite sure how to achieve it. When you have a powerful vision, you know exactly where you are headed, and every action you take aligns with that purpose. Creating a vision is the first step toward greatness. It's the blueprint for your future, the roadmap that guides your decisions and actions. But a vision without execution is just a dream. The true power of your vision lies in your ability to execute it with relentless focus. Vision alone won't get you where you want to go. It's the drive to make that vision a reality that sets the successful apart from the unsuccessful. When you create a vision and commit to executing it without hesitation, you unlock the true power within yourself to transform your life and achieve what others only dream of. The first key to creating a powerful vision is clarity. A vision that is vague or undefined will never serve you. If you can't see it clearly in your mind, you won't be able to act on it. A powerful vision is specific, detailed, and vivid. It paints a clear picture of where you want to go and what you want to accomplish. This clarity allows you to focus your energy and efforts in the right direction. It gives you something tangible to strive for, something concrete that you can measure and evaluate your progress against. Without this clarity, you risk wasting time and energy on distractions that don't move you closer to your goal. Once you have a clear vision, it's time to write it down. Putting your vision into words makes it real. It takes the abstract and makes it tangible. Writing down your vision serves as a constant reminder of what you're working toward. When you put pen to paper, you solidify your commitment to your goal. You move from dreaming to doing, from wishful thinking to intentional action. The act of writing down your vision also helps you refine it. It forces you to get specific, to think through the details, and to identify any potential obstacles you might face along the way. This process of writing and refining is an essential part of creating a vision that will drive you toward success. But creating a vision isn't just about setting goals. It's about creating a vision that excites you, that inspires you, and that fuels your passion. When your vision stirs something deep inside you, it becomes a force that pulls you toward it, even when the journey gets difficult. This passion is what will keep you going when the inevitable setbacks and challenges arise. If your vision is powerful enough, it will become a source of motivation that pushes you forward, even when your energy wanes and the temptation to quit becomes overwhelming. With a powerful vision in place, the next step is execution. Vision without action is meaningless. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of a new idea, but without a clear plan of action, even the most brilliant vision will remain out of reach. Execution is where the real work begins. It requires discipline, consistency, and an unwavering commitment to the process. This is where most people fail. They start with a burst of enthusiasm, but when the results don't come immediately, they lose interest and move on to the next shiny idea. But success isn't built on one great idea or one big leap forward. It's built on consistent, focused action over time. To execute with relentless focus, you must prioritize your vision above all else. This means eliminating distractions and focusing only on the tasks that move you closer to your goal. Every decision you make should be weighed against your vision. Will this action bring me closer to my goal, or will it take me further away? This level of focus requires you to be intentional with your time and energy. It means saying no to things that don't align with your vision, even if they seem appealing in the moment. Relentless focus is about cutting out the noise and zeroing in on what truly matters. One of the most important aspects of execution is persistence. The road to success is rarely smooth. There will be setbacks, failures, and moments of doubt. But the key to achieving your vision is the ability to keep going, no matter what. When you encounter obstacles, you don't give up. Instead, you find a way to overcome them. You adapt, you learn, and you push forward. Every failure is an opportunity to grow and refine your approach. Relentless focus means you never lose sight of your vision, even when things don't go as planned. You keep moving forward with determination and resilience. The most successful people are those who can maintain their focus, even in the face of adversity. They don't let temporary setbacks derail them. They don't let distractions or negative influences pull them off course. Instead, they remain laser-focused on their vision and continue to take action, no matter the challenges they face. This unwavering focus is what separates the achievers from the dreamers. It's not enough to just want success. You have to be willing to do the work, day in and day out, even when it feels like the world is against you. One powerful way to maintain focus is to break your vision down into smaller, actionable steps. Instead of overwhelming yourself with the big picture, focus on the next task at hand. This makes the process feel less daunting and keeps you from getting discouraged. When you focus on the next step, the journey becomes more manageable, and you are less likely to get lost in the overwhelming scope of your vision. Every small action you take brings you closer to your goal, and each small victory fuels your motivation to keep going. As you execute with relentless focus, it's important to track your progress. Measure your success, review your results, and adjust your approach if necessary. Monitoring your progress keeps you accountable and helps you stay on track. It also allows you to celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. This helps you maintain your momentum and keeps you motivated to keep pushing forward. Execution isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. When you regularly assess your progress, you can make adjustments and continue moving in the right direction. The key to turning your vision into reality is unwavering commitment. When you commit to executing with relentless focus, you are making a promise to yourself that you will do whatever it takes to achieve your goal. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work, but it's during those days that your commitment to your vision will carry you through. Commitment means showing up every day, even when the road is tough, and the results are slow. It means maintaining focus, even when things don't go according to plan. With relentless focus and unwavering commitment, you will overcome any obstacle and turn your vision into reality. A powerful vision is the catalyst for success, but it's execution with relentless focus that transforms that vision into something tangible. It's the difference between dreaming and doing. When you create a clear, compelling vision and commit to executing it with unwavering focus, you unlock the power to achieve anything you set your mind to. So start today. Set your vision, commit to the journey, and take action with relentless focus. Your future is waiting, and it's up to you to make it a reality. Chapter 10. Leave a lasting impact and build an unstoppable legacy. Leaving a lasting impact and building an unstoppable legacy is not about fleeting achievements or temporary recognition. It's about creating something that transcends time, that continues to influence and inspire long after you're gone. It's about shaping the world around you in a way that it cannot be unshaped, something that future generations will remember and build upon. A legacy is not just about what you leave behind in terms of material wealth or accomplishments. It's about the values, lessons, and principles that shape the lives of those who come after you. It's about creating a ripple effect that continues to spread, impacting people in ways you might never fully comprehend. This is the essence of an unstoppable legacy. To begin creating a lasting impact, you must first understand that the foundation of a legacy is built on your actions and decisions today. Every step you take, every choice you make, is part of the larger picture that will one day define your legacy. If you want to leave an impact that lasts, you must start by living with purpose. Every action should be guided by your vision, a vision that seeks to uplift, improve, and influence. This purpose-driven life is what lays the groundwork for a legacy that will continue to grow even when you are no longer here to nurture it. One of the most important aspects of leaving a lasting impact is the way you treat others. A powerful legacy is rooted in relationships, how you inspire, motivate, and serve the people around you. The impact you leave is not defined by the things you accumulate, but by the lives you touch. Building genuine relationships, offering support, and empowering others to reach their full potential are the building blocks of a legacy that transcends time. True leaders understand that their success is intertwined with the success of others. They don't simply seek to build their own empire. They aim to build a community of strong, empowered individuals who will continue to grow and contribute long after they've gone. In order to leave a true impact, you must give without expecting anything in return. It's about offering your knowledge, your time, your resources, and your energy to others in ways that make a difference. This isn't about superficial acts of kindness that come with strings attached. It's about selflessly giving of yourself to help others succeed. It's about lifting people up, providing them with the tools and support they need to reach their own potential. This generosity of spirit is what creates a ripple effect that continues long into the future. When you help others achieve greatness, you create a legacy that will be remembered by those you've helped and those who come after them. A lasting impact isn't built by seeking fame or recognition. It's built by being steadfast in your values and principles, regardless of external pressures or temporary setbacks. A true legacy is one that remains intact, no matter the circumstances. If you want to create a lasting impact, you must be committed to your vision and your purpose, even when it's difficult. The people who leave the most significant legacies are those who are unwavering in their pursuit of what they believe in, even in the face of adversity. This is the hallmark of true leadership, a deep, unshakable commitment to something larger than oneself. Another key to leaving a lasting impact is consistency. It's not enough to make a difference once and then move on. A true legacy is built over time through consistent actions and efforts. The impact you leave will be a reflection of your consistency in doing the right thing, day in and day out. It's about showing up when no one is watching, continuing to push forward even when the results aren't immediately visible. It's about understanding that great change takes time and being willing to put in the work, no matter how long it takes. A lasting legacy doesn't come from one big moment. It comes from the consistent everyday actions that build momentum and create long-lasting results. To create a lasting legacy, you must also be willing to pass the torch to others. Your legacy isn't just about you, it's about creating something that lives on through others. When you empower others to step into leadership roles and carry the work forward, you ensure that your impact continues long after you've moved on. This requires humility and the willingness to let go of the need for control. It's about understanding that the true measure of your success is not how much you accomplish on your own, but how much you help others accomplish as well. When you leave behind a group of leaders who have been empowered by your guidance, you create a legacy that will continue to grow, evolve, and make a difference in the world. Your legacy is also shaped by the choices you make in terms of your work and contributions. If you want to leave an impact, you must choose work that aligns with your values and allows you to contribute to something meaningful. This doesn't mean you need to change the world overnight, but it does mean that you should choose work that has the potential to make a positive difference, whether in your community, your industry, or the world at large. The greatest legacies are created by those who are driven not just by personal gain, but by the desire to create something that will improve the lives of others. This is the work that truly lasts. When you dedicate yourself to something that has long-term value, you are laying the foundation for a legacy that will endure. A key part of building a lasting legacy is leaving behind a blueprint for others to follow. This can be through the lessons you teach, the systems you create, or the framework you build. When you share your knowledge and experience, you make it easier for others to replicate your success and build upon it. You don't just want to be remembered for what you did, you want to be remembered for how you helped others do the same. A legacy is not built on isolated success, but on the ability to inspire others to take what you've done and make it their own. The true measure of your legacy is how much it continues to impact the world after you're gone, and this can only happen if you actively pass on your knowledge and empower others to carry your work forward. Finally, to leave a lasting impact and build an unstoppable legacy, you must be authentic. Your legacy is a reflection of who you are and what you stand for. If you try to live up to the expectations of others or pursue goals that aren't aligned with your true values, your legacy will be shallow and short-lived. To create a lasting legacy, you must be true to yourself, unapologetically pursuing what matters most